let's review which chords are in a key. Because when we're talking about harmony, right, which chords are in the song and how you would fit a melody over top, it's best that we have a concrete foundation of just basic major scale music theory. Because more often than not, the progression of a song you're trying to figure out or solo over is going to be diatonic, meaning it doesn't leave a key. Now, here's what we do to figure out the key, or to figure out what chords are in any key. We apply from any root note. The root is the key that you're in. So if the root is C, we're in the key of C. If the root is D, we're in the key of D. We apply a formula of whole steps and half steps to any root. And that'll take us up the neck, and it'll give us all the notes in that key. And on top of those notes, we are going to build chords. So the formula for the major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So 2 wholes, half, 3 wholes, half. Whole step is 2 frets. Half step is 1 fret. So if we start in the key of C, C will be 1. From here on out, we're going to name our intervals and our chords by their interval name. So if C is 1, D would be 2, E would be 3, and so on and so forth. So if we start on C, and you can do this on your guitar and also on paper, because it's helpful to do it on paper. If you're on C, we do a whole step. So a whole step above C is D. Another whole step. Whole step above D is E. Half step now. You have E to F. Whole step, G. Whole step, A. Whole step, B. And then finally a half step back to our root, which is C. It's not 8. Yes, you can write 8, but it's just your other root, again, in a higher register. Now let's say we do the same thing in G. Start on G. Whole step is to A. Whole step to B. Half step to C. Whole step to D. Whole step to E. Now we're at E, and we need a whole step. And we know there's no note in between E and F. If you didn't know that, quick review. In between any 2 notes, there's what's called an accidental, which is a sharper flat. So say in between G and A, you have G sharp going up, right, up in sound, or A flat going down in sound, with 2 exceptions, in between the notes E and F and B and C. So we're in the key of G, and we made it to E. That's our 6, right? And we need a whole step. And so what is a whole step above E? Well, a half step would be F, and then a whole step, another half step, would be F sharp. And then finally a half step back to our tonic, our root, our 1, G. And that's the difference between the key of C and the key of G. The F sharp. That's it. What I want you to do here is apply that formula to the keys of C, G, D, A, and E. Because these are the 5 most common keys in guitar-centric music, if not popular music in general in the United States, right? And so what I want you to do is actually take out a piece of paper and make a little chart. And now I've included this chart in a PDF for you to download for reference, but try to do this by yourself. So write out the key of C, G, D, A, and E as a 1, and then try to figure out what the 2, what the 3, what the 4, 5, 6, and 7 is by applying that whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half formula. Now once you do that, then it gets very easy, because get this, on top of each one of those notes that are in your key, right, we build a chord. In the next lesson, we're going to go over how to build those chords, but all you have to know is the chord built on the 1, the 4, and the 5 are always major. The ones built on the 2, 3, and 6 are always minor, and don't worry about 7. 7 is something called diminished, which we are not going to broach in this course. Just know 1, 4, 5 major, 2, 3, 6 minor. So, for example, in the key of C, we established that the key of C has no sharps, no flats. We started on C, we applied our formula, so we know we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So, where are your major chords? You have 1, 4, and 5. 1 is C major, 4 is F major, right? C, D, E, F, and 5 is G major. It's that simple. Now look at the key of G major, right? So if G is 1, what's 4? C. And what's 5? D major. So D was minor in the key of C because it was a 2 chord. But because the key of G has an F sharp, that is now D major. That's the power of that F sharp. That is the difference between those two keys. So again, I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to write down those 5 keys and the chords in those 5 keys on a chart, because these are the most common keys you're going to encounter while playing guitar. Memorize this stuff. Get a feel for it. 1, 4, 5s are majors, 2, 3, 6 are minors. See you in the next one.